Hello, so I timed out in the middle of my chatting about typography. So you can see I continued to play with the type, changing the sizes, the arrangement, the color. Um, when I picked the colors, I was picking colors from the objects that I had drawn, and I can go back and change those again still too. What I want to show you now is how to manage the artboards, okay? So we have here, I'm going to zoom all the way out. So this is our giant artboard, and this is the page we're working from, okay? So that one page, um, we can add all sorts of things to this. You can see I've got stuff lying around. So if you think of this as your desktop, now you might be very neat and orderly, or you might have stuff all over the place. So when I'm working sometimes, I start playing with the type arrangement like this one. I might copy it and paste it, and I'm working over here, and I'm zooming in, and I'm playing with all different things, moving stuff around. Playing with overlapping. No, this is of course not working. But what you can also do is you can create other pages on your workspace, okay? And so the way you do that is with this tool right here. This is your artboard tool. So you notice when I hit that, it gave a dotted line here. So if I go, if I go and I drag this, it changes what in effect is my layout size. And so if I double click it, it shows me what the size is that I've made it. So I've made it larger than I want it to be. And I can scroll to get it back to tabloid like that. I can create a new artboard too. When I've got the tool selected, you see the dotted line. Well, if I just click somewhere else, I can get a new page. And I can work over here just on this if I want to see how that looks like in white. I can go and create multiple artboards just to go, and maybe I want to dump all my images over here for some reason. It's just how you're going to organize it the way you work as an individual, whether you have lots of things going on or you want new documents. But you keep it fluid because you want to keep your creativity fluid too. So the reason why I'm introducing this to you now is I was playing with some type, and I have these different feelings in this type. So if I use this one is very centered. So I think I might want to have a centered layout. And this one is stacked. So maybe this one would, it could even be in the middle of my page. And then maybe I make it a little bit bigger and I put my work around it. So I could be putting all of my work in circles like this. So this is the ingredients for my cheese. This would be the, maybe this one was square because I've got a round cracker here. So maybe I make a rectangle, and I'm going to send that to the back. And I will have my circle and a pecan. If you look at my picture here, there's pecans and crackers, and you can use different types of crackers. You could use pretzels. So I might have 3 different types of crackery things here, and then I might balance it out over here with another circle and put in another step to my process and have this type right here in the middle. Or I might want to play with this circle and just have circles all over and just have this very fluid feeling as it moves around. But I want to make sure people get which way they're supposed to go. So maybe what I do is I create a curved line that moves from one to the other. And then that line could be maybe more of a magenta color, and you need to thicken it up. And I might even actually like to make it a dotted line. And again, you can change your dotted line. I'm going to send that to the back. Arrange, send to back. To be different increments. I think I want the gap to be wider. I'm going to make it 12, 12, 12. So actually, I think that's too small. I want my dashes to be longer. Okay, so you can play with what you've got going on here, and also if you remember, there's you can do it dots. Right here, you can select, if you go down, maybe it's in here, maybe I'm losing my mind. I should be able to select dots. Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to get back to you on that. That's really odd. Okay. But anyway, you can play with the line, and then after I've drawn it, I don't like the way that looks, so I can play with the arch of that a little bit more. Okay, so you can be thinking about how you want your layout to work. And so I had started with the idea of this being centered and symmetrical, but now that I've got these circles moving around, I kind of like that. But they're competing against each other with the size, so maybe I make everything bigger. So now that I've made this a size, I want them all to be the same size. So I can go to my properties, which is not here. And sometimes you can find it up here too. What I'm trying to see is the size of that. So I am going to go to my window and go to properties, and here it is. So now I can make them all, say I want to make them all 4 inches. So I can make that 4 inches, 4 inches. And so for this one and this one, I think I can do them all at the same time. Nope, I can't do them at the same time. See the way it's showing me the dimension of the whole area, but I can at least go for tab 4, or I can just delete these and copy and paste. So these are, you figure out ways that you want to work. And these are so dark and strong compared to that cheese ball in the middle, or that cracker in the middle, that I maybe want to do something very different and softer, and it's too dark. But anyway, you can see what I'm trying to get at here. Actually, maybe orange would be fun. I like orange. So this is a very different layout than what I've got going here, which is actually ending up being the more symmetrical one. So think about, as you're drawing, how you're going to do this. But really this week, I'm jumping a little bit ahead because I'm thinking that you want to start just getting the drawing of your objects in place. But it's good to know where you're going to end up as well. They help balance each other up. So focus on your drawing here, but don't forget about how the whole page is going to work, okay? So again, let me review that when you create a page on your artboard, you can click this button and it selects one, and then you can go and change the size here. So you want it to be 14 so that you have a specific size, or you can just drag it like that. I keep accidentally going to reach for this and I realize, no, that's not how you use it. That's with the square. But when you're working with this, you're just using this tool and dragging what's happening here. And then you double click it to get to the place where you can get a specific size. Okay. Another thing that I want to show you, when you do create a new document, you may want to just start from new, and where it says artboards here, you can create multiple artboards, and you can also select how far away they're going to be from each other. Um, and that seems to not be here right now. Huh. More settings. Columns. Here it is, spaces between. Okay. So the spaces between, I can say, no, I like it to be more in case I bleed off. So I'm going to say 2 inches, and I'm going to start with 6 artboards. And then I create my new document, create. And here we go. So there's a new document. So you may want to start that way, or maybe you've already started, and so you can just go and take the ones you like the best and go and paste them in 2 different formats. Okay, I'm going to put this on pause and figure out how to do that dotted line. Okay, I'm back, and I had to look up how to do that. I swear it used to be one of the options, and it's not anymore. So what you can do is you can make your dashed line 0, and then you can make your gap whatever you want to do. I'm just going to delete these, and there you get the dots, and so you can make it whatever point size you want, and if you want to increase the space between those dots, you could make it even greater. So I'm going to make that 5, and so that will give you more space. You know, I wonder if it's an InDesign that you can just create that dotted line with just dragging it. You know, it's just clicking down here where it says profile. So at any rate, that's how you can make a dotted line. So now I don't want to have to do that again, so I just grab this eyedropper and I can do that. But here I would probably make the space between a lot closer so I get more of these dots. And I might even spread these out a little bit more so you see that dot pattern a little bit. So I think that's good for now. I will, just to get you started on your project, because it's a 2-week project, so then I'll talk to you more about twiddling with your layout next week, okay? All right, take care.